Court in Mpumalanga. Theo and Willem Oosthuizen allegedly forced Victor Mlotshwa into a coffin last year after accusing him of stealing copper cables from their farm. The state prosecutor says the accused must be found guilty on all 7 charges, which include kidnapping and assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. A lawyer for one of the accused argued that their intention was to scare the alleged victim. All right, for more on this story, let's cross live to our reporter in Middelburg, Sibongile, a very good morning to you. Talk to us about the precautions that have been taken outside the courtroom for today.
Good morning, Palisa, and good morning to the viewers. As we speak right now, traffic officials haven't arrived. Usually when the case is before court, we see them cordoning off the road. Today we haven't seen none of that. The road is clear, and we haven't seen supporters. We only have a truck of ANC ANC band, which is playing outside slogan songs. But we haven't seen anyone that's arriving. We know that security in terms of police has been beefed up so that to control the crowds. We know that the case has attracted political as well as community interest. In the past, both ANC, EFF and DA members have sung outside in unity for the victim who was put in the coffin. We haven't seen those people arriving yet. We know that the case starts at 9 this morning for the judgment by Judge Mlotshwa. At the moment, it's still quiet outside court. It's only us that are here. But we understand that as soon as the 8 o'clock starts, that's what the security personnel were telling us inside, that at 8 o'clock, they're expecting more people to arrive, as well as police to come and cordon off the area to make it safe so that no violence breaks out after the judgment.
Sibongile, the state prosecutor on this case says the accused must be found guilty on all 7 charges, and yet a lawyer of one of the accused argued that the intention was not necessarily to do any harm, but just to scare this alleged victim. Are we likely to see this the judgment proceedings being prolonged?
The judgment, we're expecting either a guilty or not guilty verdict. It will depend on the judge. But from the past few times that I have covered the case, the accused, both accused, took the stand, and they testified that they only wanted to scare Victor, and that they did not intend to kidnap or to harm or to kill him, as the attempted murder is one of the charges. But during cross-examination, I must admit, one of them admitted that he did use some level of violence towards him, even though they said they only wanted to scare him. And the prosecutor asked them if they knew or they intended to kidnap him. And they were saying that no, they did not intend to kidnap him. And then he pointed out that they made sure that he did not flee. That was according to their evidence, saying that they put him at the back of the bakkie, and the other accused said he would follow at the back of the other bakkie to prevent him from running away. So the prosecutor then put it to them that then if you are preventing him from running away, you are holding him against his will, meaning that that is kidnapping according to the law. And they admitted that yes, they did hold him against his will because he tried to run a few times. They disputed claims that they assaulted him, even though later on during cross-examination one of them did admit that yes, he did use some level of violence. So it's a bit of a complicated case where the accused was the both accused are saying that we only intended to scare him, we didn't want to kill him. But in that video, the video that was taken by one of them, it shows them instructing him to go inside that coffin, and one of them is putting his boot on top of the lid of the coffin, trying to close it, but Victor is pushing with his hands, trying not to close. And the prosecutor is saying, what if you had succeeded in closing that and he had suffocated and died inside? Another thing that came about during the trial is that very same coffin, Palisa, was not the first time that it was used where a black person was put inside it. One of the accused said that the coffin was used before, and that they knew that black people were scared of coffins, therefore they would use it to scare them when they caught them there. Another thing that was not clear for me during the trial is that they are saying that Victor was stealing, they caught him stealing copper cables at the farm. But in the video that they shot, there is no copper cables. It doesn't show where there's copper cables that he stole, where they were, but they're saying that he stole the copper cables, and when they asked him about it, he said that it was his copper cables. Also, they're saying that the reason they took the video was to show that people had alleged that when they were caught there stealing, that they had beat them up. And then the reason they took the video was to show that they didn't beat up Victor, they were just playing with him, and that they wanted to scare him. But the prosecutor again said to them, why didn't you show us after you had put him in the coffin? Then you take a video or a photo of him back and front to show that he was not injured, because now he's saying that he was injured, he was bleeding, you had assaulted him. But with your evidence, you don't show us in the picture or video that you had done that. So today it's up to the judge to tell us what exactly the way to go in terms of this case, Palisa.
All right, Sibongile, we'll leave it at that for now, but thank you so much for talking to us. Our reporter live from Middelburg Court in Mpumalanga, Sibongile Mkani Mpolweni, keeping a close eye for us on this coffin case.